You already created a great villain concept. You've thought of their motivations, what they like or dislike. You even have a stat block filled with all kinds of disastrous goodies you can't wait to throw at your players.
Sonny, I've got a whole theme park full of red delights for you.
But we want to take that BBEG and supersize it. How do you turn them from edgelord into dark lord? All of these are universal for any tabletop system that you play in, with these 3 very memorable ways your players will never forget. There's a million ways for you to make your villain, and there's a million videos for you to watch on how to make better villains. Whatever the strategies may be that anyone else gives you, you can always supersize them using these 3 things. The first strategy is a cold open, but with a twist. And this one is a little controversial for me. Mostly because I feel like I'm kind of coming at the big dog here. One of my absolute D&D tabletop idols, Matt Colville.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
I'm not here to talk poorly about Matt Colville. Matt Colville's a genius. All of his content is brilliant, and he's very easy on the ears. Not bad on the eyes as well. He talks about dramatic irony and how you provide your players with knowledge, but not necessarily their characters.
You describe to the players the camera cutting to another location. Describe the location just like you were setting any other scene. What do we see? What happens? Who's there? What do they do? Then you can show the villain doing their thing without the heroes even around to see it or know about it. Brilliant. I do this all the time.
I am here to tell you he's absolutely right. That is a brilliant strategy. And this builds tension in the storytelling because you can see what the villain is doing as a player, but there's not much you can do as a character. And how it's brilliant because the players don't necessarily use this meta-knowledge in playing the game. But that's not to say that in my own weird dinky doodle bubble with my tiny channel that I haven't come up with my own unique strategies and techniques that I want you to have.
Teach me. No.
There's one area of that we totally disagree. I don't really think he's showing. I think he's telling. What I like to do is a cold open, where the players will make characters that are only used in this cold open scene to help them understand as players parts of the story that are necessary, whether that be about the villain or maybe certain elements that you're trying to include in your storytelling. And it doesn't necessarily have to be an open, it can be in the middle of the story or whatever, but I think of the movie Scream, a Wes Craven masterpiece.
You tell me your name, I'll tell you mine.
Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
Drew Barrymore was sitting on the couch, and I was convinced that she was the main character. And then within the first 15 minutes of the film, she's gone. This wasn't a hero introduction. This was a villain introduction. If you do a cold open, and you introduce your villain for the first time right up front, players might think, oh, it's the villain, they can't hurt me, I'm level 1. When their characters go down in that cold open, and they don't know what hit them,
No more messing around. Slow, sloppy.
they have some stakes with that villain now. 2 things happen. First, they know this is a villain that means business. And 2, they care about those characters they made. So now there's something worth fighting for, and they're ready to fight. Tabletop games have a natural buy-in, and here's why. They know the ins and outs of the character. They did the hard work for you.
Again, all right, this is making you cry and making me cry. Life's hard enough as it is. You don't want to cry anymore.
Here's another really great benefit of doing this cold open strategy. Let's say some of those player characters survive. Guess what? You have some awesome NPCs that are now contributing to your world that your players made. So it adds a layer to your world. Your players understand what the motivations are of those characters, what their abilities are, what they can do, and what they can't do. And now those player characters are roaming the world in fear because that villain came after them and maybe killed their best friend or took their dog to Kansas.
Just try. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Consequences.
This cold open strategy might be disorienting for some players. They might not like it, and I understand that it's not for everybody, because who wants to make a character and then it dies? This is where I might recommend using fast character or something like that to generate characters quickly and let your players know, hey, we're going to do a cutscene first. Navigate the cutscene instead of just telling them the cutscene. Show, don't tell. The second way you can supersize your villains is to break up the combat encounter into phases. Video games use this strategy all the time. They create phases for their bad guys. The first phase might be a simple punching bag, where you're just trying to deplete a certain amount of hit points. The second phase might be related to storytelling. Maybe you have a thing you have to find, or something you have to destroy in order to break some kind of temporal state or a force field.
All right, guard, begin the unnecessarily slow-moving dipping mechanism.
Or maybe you need to find a person that you talk to that has a secret arcane spell that only they know how to speak, so that you can penetrate the forces of the big bad evil guy.
Nobody says the B word.
This strategy could come off to you as cliche or gimmicky, but I assure you, it really does break up the monotony of combat. It's universal to any tabletop role-playing system, and it allows the players to shift the way they're thinking about how they approach this villain and what this villain can do. The third strategy I call Empire Strikes Back. The villain in this strategy has to win in some way. They have to find a battle that they can win in your story. Whether that's destroying the mentor NPC that led the characters to this journey they're on. Maybe there's an ancient relic that they covet. Well, now it's gone. So it's up to you to think about what that may be. If you follow the typical hero's journey model, it might look like the mentor character being taken away from the characters. The training wheels are off. It's time to fly on your own, buddy.
Fly, you fools.
And a lot of YouTubers and storytellers and game masters I've met all understand this. I'm sure you understand this too. It's almost like an exchange. The villain's going to take a win. The villain might even take a thing away from them or take a thing for himself or herself. But there is an exchange that happens here. Think of The Empire Strikes Back. What information do we get during The Empire Strikes Back? Luke is the son of Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader. This is why this works so well. The villain wins. Luke falls, he lost his hand, he narrowly escapes. But more importantly, the question is answered through the initial conflict that the heroes have with their villain. And you want to make sure that that essential question in your story is answered.
No, I am your father.
If you're looking to learn more about how to generate an essential question and build stories in general, check out my video on storytelling strategies if you want to learn more about how to integrate this integral question into your story and use it to drive your player characters from point A to point B without railroading them and honestly without sandboxing them. If you like what you've seen and heard, please click a like and subscribe. Leave a comment, it helps the channel. And if you're interested in supporting an indie writer, please check out my Kickstarter for Wanderverse, an original class leveling TTRPG. It uses action points, called Delta, to determine what your character can do on their turn. Download a free copy of the playtest materials to try Wanderverse yourself. Go to thecommonlands.com/Wanderverse. The playtest materials have everything you need to get a feel for the game. Become a Wanderer. Start playing now.
Here comes the story of our mission. A plan of capital submission. For an end of the era of submission.